Hi, I'm Sam from Monkey Mountaineering. As we're coming out of lockdown, I thought I'd make a little video for anyone considering doing the National Three Peaks this summer. The National Three Peaks Challenge it's a great way to raise money for charity or to just challenge yourself in the outdoors by standing on the summit of Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon within a 24-hour period. I've guided around about 100 of these now over the years, and there's two common questions that I always get asked. The first one is, what should I wear? And the second one is, what do I need to carry in my bag? Okay, so first of all, what to wear? I'm going to start with footwear. Now, the three mountains, Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon, are much of a muchness when it comes to the ground. They're all fairly steep, they're all rocky, and in places they're muddy, and in places there's loose rock. So you need something on your feet that's going to protect you when covering that type of ground. You see a lot of people wearing running shoes and approach shoes. That's fine if you're used to being on that type of terrain. I don't recommend them if this is your first time and if it's the first time on the Three Peaks Challenge. And the reason for that is because as your lower legs get tired, you're going to be more susceptible to roll your ankle, more susceptible to injury. So I fully recommend wearing a proper boot. Now, you could choose a leather boot like this, doesn't really matter, or a lightweight fabric boot. There is a good weight difference. I tend to go for the lighter weight ones. This is a fabric boot. This is a ladies' boot actually. It's Gore-Tex lined, so it's waterproof, and it gives some good foot control. It also has ankle support, which is crucial as you get tired and you're on that steep, loose, rocky ground. It gives you some support and stops you from going over on your ankle. Inside your boots, just a pair of hiking socks. They don't need to be super thick. I really like these. I really like these Bridgedale socks. I think these are called the Bridgedale Light Hiker. They work really well and I've never had any problems with those. Next, on your legs, jeans, jogging bottoms, that sort of thing. They're not suitable because when they get wet, they just stay wet and they slow you down, they make you uncomfortable, they make you cold. What you're really looking for is a pair of lightweight walking trousers made out of a quick drying cotton type material, so even if they do get wet they'll dry out pretty quick. They're not heavy. Yeah, so on your legs, a pair of lightweight walking trousers. And whilst we're on leg wear and trousers, I sometimes get asked about shorts. I will wear shorts on Ben Nevis and maybe on Snowdon if the forecast is good, but if it's not, I always wear trousers. I'd never wear shorts on Scafell because it's always night time, and it just generally tends to be too cold on your legs. Ladies often ask about wearing leggings. Leggings are absolutely superb, so if you want to wear leggings, ladies, wear leggings. On your top, you want to be wearing a t-shirt. This t-shirt is made of a technical fabric, so it wicks away the sweat and moisture pretty quickly and it dries out pretty quickly. These are much better than wearing a cotton t-shirt. A cotton t-shirt it'll just hold the sweat and the moisture, and that'll make you cold, and that's something that you don't want when you're doing the Three Peaks Challenge. So if it's a little bit windy, just put your waterproof jacket over your t-shirt and then you should be warm enough. When you're choosing a waterproof jacket, you don't need to spend the earth, but for the Three Peaks, do make sure that any jacket you choose has got a good hood. It's really important because when you're down in Fort William on the Saturday morning when you start out on the National Three Peaks, the weather can be sunny and it can be nice and warm. But on the top of Ben Nevis, it can be totally different. It can be blowing a hula and it can be chucking it down. Sometimes in the summer it can even snow. So it's really important you have a good waterproof jacket with a hood. So I'm going to turn now to the contents of my bag. So you've seen what we're wearing. we've got our boots, we've got our walking trousers, we've got a t-shirt on, and our Gore-Tex jacket. But what do we carry in our bag? Let's start with the bag itself. So I use this, it's an Osprey Talon. It's a 30-litre rucksack. It's got mesh pockets on the outside, which is really good. It's got a good waist belt, which helps support the load at your hips. And it's got these waist belt pockets, which are really useful. It's got a lid pocket, good space, an inside pocket, and a good space inside. It's possibly a little bit on the large side, but I tend to be leading when I'm on the National Three Peaks, and so I'll carry extra kit. So you could probably afford to go down to a 20-litre bag, and that would be large enough. The first thing that's going to go in the bag is 2 litres of water in a bladder drinking device. I always carry a minimum of 2 litres. You'll need all that on Ben Nevis for sure. And I put this in the bag first. In this bag, in this Osprey bag, there's a pouch for the bladder to slide into. And then I can just arrange it so that the drinking pipe sits just over my shoulder, and it's easy to use when I'm walking. I do recommend a bladder type drinking device as opposed to a bottle. The advantage of this bladder type device means you can drink whilst you're on the go and you don't have to stop. When you're trying to get inside of 24 hours, every time you stop, that adds to your time. So if you can drink whilst you're on the move, so much the better. Okay, the next thing that goes in the bag is a rucksack liner, a waterproof rucksack liner. It's important that everything that's in your bag is kept dry. No point having warm kit and dry kit to wear when it gets cold higher up if it's going to get wet from the outset. So make sure you've got a good waterproof liner in your bag. Next thing in for me is a first aid kit. Now this is bigger than I'd expect you to be carrying, because this is sort of like a group size first aid kit, but it's important that you put in something to look after yourself if you get blisters, some plasters just in case you get a cut or a scrape. Maybe you might have some prescription medicine that you need to take with you. Maybe you want to take some painkillers, paracetamol or Brufen or whatever it is, but make sure you've got a little first aid kit so you can look after yourself. I also carry a little bag, again a waterproof bag, and inside here I have some toilet tissues. This is just in case I get caught short and need to go to the toilet whilst I'm on the mountain. Again, I just pop this down in the bottom of my bag. I also always carry some sun cream and some lippy. You never know when the sun might come out. You never know when you're going to get sunburnt. So it's always a good idea to carry some sun cream. And the cold winds on the mountains can dry your lips out. So I always like to carry some lippy. That just goes generally in one of the little waistband pockets on my bag. And whilst we're on the you never know type things, I carry a silver blanket. Doesn't take up much space. Really good for helping to keep you warm if you get caught out. And I also carry a couple of these emergency hand warmers. I've never used them, but you never know. And I just stick them in the top flap of my bag. The next item, I carry a nice warm duvet jacket. This one isn't down, it's synthetic, and the reason I carry a synthetic one is because a synthetic jacket will still work when it's wet through, whereas down ones lose their insulating properties when they get wet. So I carry a synthetic jacket. I pop it inside its own little waterproof bag because it's no good if it's got wet. So once it's inside its little waterproof bag, I don't want to have to wear this, so it goes in the rucksack first, it's down at the bottom. Next is a pair of waterproof trousers. So mine have got zips on the side to make them easy to get on and off. And they're Gore-Tex. But any pair of waterproof trousers that you've got will do. And again, I don't want to have to wear these. I might have to wear them. They're in the middle of my bag. I always carry a thermal top, as well as the t-shirt that I'll be wearing, and sometimes I might start the walk in the thermal top. If it's early in the season, say May, or late in the season, mid-September, October, it might be that I need to start off wearing my thermal top. I always take it with me, and again, it goes in a waterproof bag. With my thermal top, I have a fleece jacket. This is the garment I'm most likely to wear as I get higher up on the mountain and it starts to get cold. It joins the thermal top in a waterproof bag, and then that just goes in the top of the rucksack. The last item for the main compartment, and I've already talked about this, is my waterproof jacket. This is one of the items that I'm most likely to be wearing when I set off in, and if I'm not, it's at the top of my bag where I can quickly get access to it and put it on when I need it. So that's the main compartment packed. What I haven't put in yet, my woolly hat, which I'm wearing. That goes into a waterproof bag. A pair of gloves. Really important, don't forget your gloves, because as you get higher up it does get cold, and your hands will get cold. 9 times out of 10 on Ben Nevis, I end up wearing my gloves. I also carry a buff, and these are really good for keeping your neck warm. Also double up as a face mask. And even before COVID, these are great to wear because it keeps the wind off your face. So a really good bit of kit, thoroughly recommended, a buff. And because I'm ever the optimist, I also carry a sun hat. You never know when you might need one. Again, it goes in a waterproof bag. And the last item is a head torch. Make sure it's fully charged or you've got spare batteries for it, and you will need this on Scafell Pike. But I carry it on all 3 mountains. You never know when something might go wrong and you might get caught out in the dark. And that just lives in the waterproof bag with my hat and gloves. I'm likely to need these, so they live in the top pocket of my rucksack, so I can quickly get to them if I need them. So that's it. That's what goes in your bag, and what I'm not wearing is in my bag. The only thing I've not included here is a little bit of food for the mountain, and I'll talk about that in a later video. But this weighs 5 kilograms. That's all it is. It's 5 kilograms. You shouldn't really be having a bag that's heavier than that. The heaviest thing I've got in this bag is the 2 litres of water. I hope you've enjoyed watching this short video. Hopefully it's demystified what you need to wear and what you need to carry when tackling the National 3 Peaks Challenge. If you've got any questions or comments, it'd be great to hear them. Please post them down below in the comments. And if you want to see more from me and more of our content, then please subscribe. Subscribe down below. That'd be great. Thanks for watching. I'm Sam from Monkey Mountaineering.